What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to talk a little bit about three serverless strategy to look for in 2021. I am Daniel O. Let's get started. If you had at least one chance to attend a business or a technology conference recently, of course, it's virtually 2020. So you probably saw lots of DevOps strategies as a list and DevSecOps engineers around the digital transformation track. No matter what business you work in, it's no secret the DevOps is a big trigger to craft the new companies. It also used to optimize existing resources from the IT infrastructure to workflow process and cultural changes. While I was modeling several tracks, for example, serverless at QCon Cloud Navicon North America 2020, I had a chance to catch a very interesting trend around the DevOps. The trend was more interest in cloud-enabled application development rather than deployment or even provisioning with a certain cloud platform like a Kubernetes. The Kubernetes was unleashed upon the world back in 2014. Since then, IT operation team and organization have lots of benefit from the orchestrating immutable application runtimes with the service invocation and discovery, auto scaling, and resilience by using Kubernetes. In the meantime, application workloads also need to move forward to serverless function and event-driven reactive services along with the DevOps platform, which is a key ability to manage a multi and hybrid cloud infrastructure. So today I'm going to a little bit more talk about DevOps more than DevOps, since the application are critical to accelerate your business success along with the major DevOps tools and technologies. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the three serverless application development and deployment approach are driving fast adoption of DevOps practice today. The first approach and practice is serverless functions. The COVID-19 pandemic triggered lots of enterprises to run business services on managed platform. Besides, the developers began transforming existing Microsoft application into serverless function anytime, anywhere. So cloud-native serverless landscape can be the first step for developers to create the deployable functions across managed cloud platform. More importantly, it's not easy to develop traditional microservices and serverless function on the same application runtime along with container native way. So there are more than 10 million Java developers worldwide. The Quarkus new Java framework to develop the cloud-enabled Microsoft application and serverless application running on top of the Kubernetes. This Quarkus enables the Java developer to address more complex issues without a steep learning curve for both imperative and serverless application. Second practice is a serverless event. Event-driven services are growing because they increase flexibility and agility. They also reduce dependencies and complexity in application development. Serverless events enable Java developers to maximize these benefits when they implement event publishers and exchange data across the serverless platforms. Knative eventing is built on cloud event project to allow developers to write serverless event with the late binding features. For example, event creation, event syncs, and event consumption. If you're more interested in a Knative event, just like a diagram, please visit this documentation, how to implement, how it works, eventing with your Microsoft application for your serverless architecture. With the rise in popularity to adopt the DevOps pipeline, workflows definition is also becoming key role in serverless event coordination. This is because serverless functions are also increasingly complex and composed of the multiple tasks in a single event. In order to specify complex business workflows with serverless workloads, serverless workflow allows developers to define the workflow model with a vendor-neutral specification for orchestrating serverless events. The serverless workflow specification is an initiative project by CNCF, just like you can see. And there are lots of use cases how to define the serverless workflow with a multiple legacy system or cloud infrastructure. So if you're more interested in multiple use cases around the serverless workflow, please visit serverless workflow specification use case URL. So what will be next for DevOps developers? So with many different cloud-enabled Java frameworks in place, Quarkus gives the developers more benefit from container-first design to live coding for inner-loop development, but also imperative and reactive programming and more cloud-native pre-integration. More practical usable guideline, you can visit the quarkus.io. You can find a lot of the tutorial and guideline how to use, how to implement Quarkus application for your serverless application, but also reactive application running on Kubernetes and a push to container platform. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of the day.